my heart away. Went a bit too far.
So here's the dealio. Today is a little bit different than a normal day in the life of Amanda, because today I'm heading to Prague with Air Canada Vacations, and we are going to be touring around, and I'm going to fill you in on all the best places to be. But first, we got to get to the airport and get on that flight. Tough part though is I don't get to take this guy with me.
Well, what? What did I pack?
You're
my
not.
bag? I brought my passport.
So uncomfortable. The international part of the airport is really busy today. Now I'm gonna go through security, but it was really easy to actually put our bag in through Air Canada because it's automatic. They didn't even need a gate agent or anything. You kind of just do it yourself. It's not just me going on this trip. We're all going on this trip together. So new friends traveling together. All checked in. Got my ticket scanned. It's all good. It's officially happening. This is one of those trips where I actually didn't really A, believe when the email came through, and then B, just couldn't believe it was happening until this moment right here. So it's gonna be a good one, guys. So we have made it to Prague, and one of the best things about Prague your way is that the easy part is just getting off a flight, getting your bags, and you already have transport planned, because sometimes you come off one of those long planes and you're just like, okay, now I gotta figure out how I'm getting from A to B, and at least this way it's all already figured out. So, and you will get welcomed likely with a sign when you come on through, and that just makes you feel like the real VIP. Tired. It's just me and Hannah right now, by the way. This is Hannah.
The cool kids.
Yeah, the cool kids. We haven't gotten our rooms yet, so oh my gosh, I can just hear my voice. It's like tired. But we are here for lunch. This is the hotel restaurant. Actually, it's supposedly really amazing. So hopefully we'll be able to show off what we're eating today. We're having a 4-course meal before heading out, and then hopefully we get our rooms and our day just unfolds from there after a shower, maybe, fingers crossed, right? I finally got my room, so got to change. I haven't had a chance to shower, which does not feel good, but nonetheless, got ready. Yeah, we're gonna go on a walking tour really quick and then a boat, and I think I literally gotta go right now. Non-stop elevator, just constantly goes round, and you gotta hop on. These are protection for the buildings against horses and chariots from hitting the building. And this one over here on this corner is actually the oldest, from the 12th century. Prague has 1.3 million in their population, and every single year, tourist-wise, about 11 million people come. So at any given moment, the city is doubled in population. Now we are right about to cross these tracks, and if you don't see the flashing lights, they're not going to stop for you. So if you are coming here, just be warned, just as a kind of being careful thing, that if you are crossing there, to double check, because that tram may not necessarily stop. And according to our tour guide last year, 50 people actually died from that. So not necessarily all tourists, but still just being careful. This is the narrowest street in all of Prague. And you can tell that you're here by this statue up there. That girl sitting on the wall. So many artists and so many installments. And if you didn't get that, that's Nazdravi, and it means to help. I find that anytime that you are actually touring a place, a boat tour is a really great thing to do, because you'll learn so much about the history, and then as well you'll get a little bit of a lay of the land. And this was a really interesting one, just the way that Prague is laid out. But we have our own tour guide, so we are gonna keep on learning and keep on keeping on. Now we're we're taking the tram from the boat to now the dancing house, which is actually pretty close to our hotel, so we'll just walk after that, but it's still raining. So our Air Canada vacations umbrellas are becoming in very handy.
Planned in 14th century, it's Prague's new town. Emperor Charles IV gave an order for 4 chariots to go down the hill one direction, and parallel the street is 4 chariots which are going up.
We are now heading to dinner. See what it's all about. That was the end of day 1, the day that never ended. I guess technically day 2, but it all just kind of flowed into one. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut it down even in terms of filming. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, you guys. So day 2, we are going to the castle today. I gotta go downstairs, have breakfast, got all ready. Gotta kind of go see what they have to offer here at the Adria Hotel for breakfast. So we just had a super quick breakfast. As you can tell, I was kind of like on camera and then here I am again. So I learned a little bit more. I think the walking tour today is also going to be on a bus and a walking tour. I brought way more comfortable shoes today, which is always super key. And just as a travel tip, sometimes I suggest if you are trying out a new pair of boots or something like that, just pack an extra pair of like flip-flops or something like that in your bag. Yesterday I wore my new Doc Martens and they were so great because it was like pouring rain outside, and so I also kind of had the trade-off between having sore back heels versus wet feet. I also packed an extra pair of clothes because sometimes when you're out and about and you're catching like a ton of photos, you want to have a different look, so that's like another thing that you could do, just change it up on the fly. So if you book with Air Canada Vacations, this is the first thing, a part of the vlog that's actually a part of the Prague Your Way tour, which is really great because you get a couple things included and they really help you along the way of choosing what you want to do in Prague. So along this whole tour, watching this video, know that if you do book with Prague Your Way, Air Canada Vacations, you're going to be getting to do this. Okay, yesterday was raining, but how lucky are we today? One of the great things about Leicestertown too, if you're looking for that full Czech experience, is you can find a lot of original Czech cuisine here. So you need to bring plush shoes, comfortable shoes, and as well a little bit of oomph to get up some of these hills. It's been good though. Hannah, how have you found it? Amazing, love this city.
Towards the city lights. Oh, the city lights. Still not used to all this concrete. Abandoned cars in the outskirts where we sit and eat. We sleep in the back.
Not gonna lie, this is probably the worst time of day to come here because it is right before lunch and everyone is also hangry while they're waiting in line. The line is very long, so if you are gonna come and visit the Prague Castle, I almost suggest coming a little bit earlier. Or if you are on the tour, you know what, you're gonna wait and get lunch anyways, so might as well do it while you're here. You know, sometimes when you turn around a corner and you're like, my goodness, it's beautiful. That's right now.
But when we're done with this city.
If you do have an option to schedule this tour earlier in your trip when you come with Air Canada Vacations, definitely do, because it gives you such a beautiful lay of the land. You see things that maybe you'd want to go back to, especially because there's the old town, new town, lesser town. You'll be able to decipher, okay, yeah, we got that. On a side note too, one thing that I've noticed about this tour that's really great versus some other tours is it's not very big. Like if you look at our amount of people here, there really aren't that many. I think I heard someone over say 28 tops, something like that. So you're kind of carrying on with the group, you're allowed to kind of stop, take pictures, and then keep carrying on, and it makes it really easy to hear the guide as well.
Just like
Same.
an old elephant, we're going back to the start. Find a place in the shade. Oh, in the shade.
We just finished our lunch, so now we are heading down to Charles Bridge with the group. We might lag behind a little bit because they're also stopping at the John Lennon wall, which will be very interesting. Now, at the time that that wall was put up, John Lennon hadn't actually been to Prague, but it was during that era of the Iron Curtain. So when it came to listening to the radio, not so much a thing. However, they did know the music, and it was kind of a mutual meeting place for people to get together to write notes and things like that. So I'm really excited to see that part. Also, as a complete side note, now we are passing over Charles Bridge. There's a lot of people on this bridge, none of which may be named Charles. Not me. After 10 minutes and a quick outfit change, we are now going to take photos on top of this one rooftop because it is like the best vantage point sometimes to see the city from up high and the best chance to get some photos. So this rooftop space is primarily used for events, and 500 people can be here. How amazing would that wedding be? I'm just saying. So we are just going to take the tram to go to dinner. So that green arrow pointing down indicates that that's where you're going to catch the subway. And then there's green, yellow, and red. So note that when you're looking at the train schedule. Public transit, below ground. But one thing they have to know is when you do get your ticket, you have to validate it before you get down there, and then it's good for 30 minutes, which is more than enough time to get to the train that you're catching. So we just had dinner at the ALCHYMIST. It is a hotel and spa, and as well, the dinner there was, you guys, so good. So basically, this hotel, the person who owns it, he loves antiques, and inside the hotel, it is so unique. It really took my breath away. Anyone can go there to eat, so that's good. They also have their spa, and to rent a room there, it will run you at the standard fee around $250 a night and up. And the room that we showed you was around $1,000 a night, but it was phenomenal. So if you can do it, please do. Currently, that's not a part of the Air Canada vacations kind of gamut of where you will be staying, but they are looking at maybe making it a part of that for the future, or even bringing people there to have dinner just to see it, because truly just the hotel is a part of history because that building has been there for so long as well. And just with the fall of communism, it's just been very interesting because everything here, even though it's so old, is kind of also new in a way. So in the last 30 years, so many things have changed so far. What a phenomenal trip. Good morning, you guys. After dinner, we kind of just head back and went to bed. We took the tram back, and that was pretty cool. You may notice it's a little bit more dead on the streets than it was last night, and I'm gonna try and get to the astronomical clock as soon as I can because I want to get a good shot without tons of people there. There is like empty, a huge reason why sometimes you really do have to get up early in the morning if you do want to get that clean shot, because otherwise it's gonna be impossible.
But just wait, I really need to tell you something.
Okay, what? This whole place is dry. I'd kneel down for 1 second. And street sludge. This is not water, this is street sludge. My hands smell like garbage right now. It's really upsetting. Starbucks, please open soon. 7:30. I'll see you there.
And the street lights right next to the skyline with you.
So we came to this rooftop. It's the Prince Hotel. If you come here, just please come for a drink and check out this view. But also check out the reason why me and Hannah really wanted to go early to go visit that clock. Look how many people there are there now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hannah and I made our way back to the hotel. It was completely worth going out of the way and going to that rooftop, you guys. If you can, definitely go. And our #1 tip, we were there the minute it struck 11, like the minute, and already people were coming in behind us. Today, we're going to the Jewish Quarter, which I heard is absolutely stunning. So yeah, we're gonna get to it, and a lot of history to be learned as well. Let's do it.
I've been listening to so many of my days, now you just my mate.
So we are currently in Old Town. These are the gates from Old Town to New Town, also called the Powder Tower, way back. And if you see, it's a selfie of a selfie, of course, before called a self-portrait, but this was the first time that an architect in the city of Prague was actually able to put themselves on the building, and that he did.
I feel like every word is so translucent.
You see on the streets the imprints of what looks like the outline that someone had died in a crime scene. It's actually a message from the transport here in Prague, because people died because of just crossing the street and being hit by cars and trams as well. So this is a good reminder to say you are in an area, a crossing area, that yes, you can cross, but you know, the tram doesn't stop, so make sure you look both ways.
Under street lights, right next to the skyline, with you. Yeah, you. I've been listening.
If you are wondering what these penguins are, they're basically just to kind of change the vibe of the town and just to bring upon some brightness, some art installments, including this chair over here as well, included on that kind of front. So we've now found our way into the Jewish Quarter, and this is a Jewish cemetery. So people who were buried in this, they were either buried by the end of the 14th, beginning of the 15th century, and then into end of the 17th century, into the beginning of the 18th century. So it's estimated, it's not 100% sure, but anywhere from 100 to 200,000 people here. And when they were buried, it had to be done in layers, because this is kind of like a sacred ground where you have to be buried. So they would lay the bodies down, clay layer, next layer. Inside of the synagogue, which is now the museum, we saw names from just the mass killings, and it is shocking. And the amount of names that were on there, supposedly around 100,000. After a flood, they had to redo it. So now there are around 80,000 names on those walls. And the number actually keeps on growing. So if you note below the names, there's white, so they can continuously add. Was actually designed by Porsche, so we were taking Porsches this trip. Good morning. Today is our very last day here with Air Canada Vacations, and today we are going to this place called Bohemian Paradise. So it's an hour and a bit outside of the city. I'm meeting up with everyone downstairs very shortly. Gotta run, grab breakfast, but let's just get to Bohemian Paradise and what it's all about. So we have made it here now to Bohemian Paradise. This is a day trip that you can do if you are in Prague, and this is one of the castles that we have stopped at. This is our first stop. Already it is like picture perfect. It's such a beautiful day. The ivy, the Boston ivy growing on these windows and doors is absolutely stunning. I have to show you the outside because it is pink goals, pink dreams. So this castle is called Sichrof. Trying to pronounce these names as fast as I can.
I wake up feeling even smaller, even when the storm is over. Was it all in my head? Did we try too hard and lost it all instead? Was it
We are now at another castle. Friedstein is what the name of it is. There are so many fairy tales happening inside of Bohemian Paradise. We just learned about a couple that were off in the distance. I'm a little out of breath because we're climbing these stairs. I'm not gonna lie, I have quite a fear of really high stairs. It's not heights, it's just stairs. It's just one of those things. But we're gonna climb to the top of this part of the castle. A lot of it has been removed just over time, weather, things like that. But basically this castle was created as a fortress. A lot of the castles around here have as well. The way that the river flows, it separates Prague, and then as well down part of the river it flows into Poland and Germany. So these castles were created as fortresses. The walls 2 meters thick. So interesting. We've got to make our way up to the top. I'm not coming all the way here without doing that, but I need to focus and get my mind wrapped around this climb.
Was it all in my head? Did we try hard and lost it all instead? Was it all on me?
So we're walking through the forest right now, making it to our second destination, and through Bohemian Paradise there's markings everywhere, whether they be signs or on the trees, and that's kind of how we know where we're going and that we're going in the right direction. Yana was telling us earlier about how they, you know, map out everything and how they make it easy for people to get around and know where they're going. So that has been really interesting. I'm actually kind of leading the pack right now, and every time I see a marking I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going in the right direction.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down, climbed right up on the hillside, a different view of my life.
I was saying this in my Instagram just a moment ago, so if you don't follow me there, I'll put the links below because I'll have a highlight going for this whole trip. But sometimes there are moments in your life where you're just like, how did I get here? And also, how does this exist? This is stunning, these views.
But I know you are my ability. Yeah,
This viewpoint is called Marianska Velika. I'm trying, guys. It's basically a viewpoint and one of the most beautiful places to see in Bohemian Paradise. So to all my climber friends out there, at the very top of these, there's this little gray box that you see, and inside is a book. So if you make it to the top, you get to sign your name into that book. I don't think any of us are gonna have signatures in there, but that's pretty cool. This is our last castle of the day, and this castle is called Kost. And basically, it's sitting in the valley, so it's a little bit different than the other castles that we have seen so far in Bohemian Paradise. One interesting thing about this is there was water surrounding it, and when people would approach, they would fill with water, and then it would make it really difficult for anyone to invade. So this castle actually never was invaded. It's owned by private owners. They don't live within the castle, but they upkeep the castle, and that's pretty cool. Sorry. This is the last thing that we are doing on this trip that I really wanted to do. The chimney stack ice cream kind of comes in this like cinnamon doughy kind of thing, and it's probably mostly for the gram, but nonetheless, you guys have been a phenomenal audience. Thank you so much for following along. We have done so many things, and if you guys also are going to Prague, please leave a comment below if you have gone somewhere, because our food was really like planned along the trip. If there's somewhere where you think that people should go, definitely drop it down below. And don't forget, Air Canada Vacations has you covered for transfers, for the flight, for the hotel, and for a couple of options for those trips too. So they have been so much fun. This was like one of the best things that I think I have ever done. Love you guys, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!